What's up, everybody? It's your boy Joshua Edwards, live from Brooklyn, New York. This is Panthers Pride Television. Yeah, I got my little suit. I wouldn't call it a suit and tie, but a shirt and tie. Just wanted to get spiffy for today. Just kind of representing the Carolina Panthers color and theme. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So, what is up with Cam Newton and just the whole Panthers organization of late? So if you guys remember, Cam Newton has been to the Panthers organization several times before, and he won MVP with the Carolina Panthers. There are other guys that are in the Ring of Honor. There are other guys that are within the Panthers building that have not had the same impact as a Cam Newton. Cam Newton went 15-1, won MVP, ultimately led us to a Super Bowl, which we lost, but there's other guys that have different memorabilia and photos in the Panthers organization, and it was kind of brought up to Cam Newton's attention through his son while they were doing like a little tour or something like that, that there were no photos, no evidence really of Cam Newton. Now, I don't know why that is. Cam Newton is a Panthers great. You could argue he is the greatest Panther in Panther history. You could really, I think that's probably not a far stretch to say. So here were some of his thoughts just on the Panthers during the time that he was drafted. And like I said, I talked about this early a couple episodes ago, but there's been more attention and more former Panthers speaking out. So this was Cam Newton on 2011 when he joined. He's talking to Travis Hunter in an interview Super Bowl weekend. I went into a locker room of losers. Guys didn't know how to win. Guys didn't know how to prepare. It was a culture shock for me. Now, Cam Newton, like I said, Panther great. This was his rookie season. Rookie season Superman. 14 rushing touchdowns. We've never seen that from a rookie QB. 21 passing touchdowns. 17 interceptions. A then NFL passing record. 4,051 yards with a 6-10 record. Now, here are some guys that were kind of taking the shots. So, we know Steve Smith was talking trash. Kind of said that he's kind of done with Cam Newton, but I'm going to give you some other guys. So, Charles Johnson was a former Panther defensive end. He was on the 2015 Super Bowl team, NFC champion team. Did go, I think he started and had his best career in 2011. A professional calling his teammates losers will never sit well with me. Don't care what no one says. But then there's more. You got guys like Captain Mutterland also chiming in. Captain Mutterland has been around the Panthers for quite some time. He was around us in 2005. Went with us, I want to say, not the Super Bowl run that we had, but all the way up at least to 2011. He wants to be relevant. He's still in the media. He's in the media world. He does podcasts, ESPN stuff. I think he says stuff just to be relevant. If you know Cam, that's how Cam Newton is. That's Cam Newton. Now, my issue with this whole thing is a lot of people just can't be transparent. When you have the number 1 overall selection, you are a loser. Last year, the Chicago Bears had the number 1 selection because the Carolina Panthers were losers. They were full of guys that were losers. When you have a losing record, you're a loser. When you're choosing number 1 overall, you're a loser. The Cleveland Browns, the Tennessee Titans selecting 1, 2, respectively. The Giants choosing at 3. You're a loser. It is what it is. Like, why can't we just be honest and say that the 2011 team was losers? We had Jimmy Clausen as our as our quarterback. He was making the throws. And you guys remember, like I talked about early on, Mel Kiper was saying Jimmy Clausen is a can't miss. If he misses on Jimmy Clausen, he's going to retire from the sports industry, period. Guess what Mel Kiper's still doing? On ESPN, giving all his mock drafts and his updates. Like, it's okay to be transparent. It's okay for Cam Newton, a former MVP, a former guy that took us to the Super Bowl, a guy that has more recognition with the Carolina Panthers organization than anybody, the number one jersey should be retired. It's okay to say that 2011 was a team full of losers. I don't see anything wrong with that. And I think that's just kind of where we're at with just media in general. Like, you can't say anything you can't give out constructive criticism without you being labeled a hater. You can't give an honest assessment without you being labeled a hater. But Cam Newton is totally right. 2011, we were full of losers. Now, Garrett Wilson, it's not looking like we're going to make the move on him. Now, if you guys remember, Garrett Wilson went on Twitter just out the random and was just giving Bryce Young his praise. Just his praise on how he has progressed through the season, how he has transformed his whole game from being benched to becoming a breakout guy. Now, Garrett Wilson is a guy that there were a lot of reports early on saying that he wants to leave the New York Jets, and it was because of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, we know that they had Devontae Adams, had the pairing together. And you could arguably say that we were right there for a chance to trade for Garrett Wilson. But the New York Jets have went out and said that they are no longer bringing Aaron Rodgers back. Aaron Glenn is the new head coach. There's going to be a new wave. They're going to draft some guys. But this is just a comparison, like when it comes to Garrett Wilson, a former number 1 overall pick this past season. Garrett Wilson had these numbers, and he was splitting his targets with Devontae Adams. 1,104 yards, over 101 receptions, 7 total touchdowns, 17 games played this season. I don't think he's missed a game his entire NFL career. And you just compare him just to our leading receiver this past season, an old number 1 receiver. It's night and day. And I think, like, this is what we need for Bryce Young. We need a guy that's going to cause some separation. Adam Thielen can cause the separation, but he's on his way out the door. Garrett Wilson is that guy that is going to cause that separation. Xavier Legette. Like I talked about, we could get Deebo Samuel. These are just guys that are not really built for separating per se. They're just going to use their physicality and their bruteness and their strength to get open. Even Jalen Coker, not really an exceptional. He has good route running abilities, but it's not on the Garrett Wilson level. I think you can see a situation. I want us to go get John Mechie, the receiver from the Houston Texans, a guy that's going to use speed to get open. There's a lot of young talent out there that is available. I just think that we're probably going to end up missing on Garrett Wilson. He's 26 years of age. Still has 2 more years left on his contract. I don't see a situation where the Jets move off of him anytime soon. Now, an all-pro safety, Justin Simmons is a guy that I'm talking about right now. So Justin Simmons, he is a guy currently speaking that is going to be on the free agent. He formerly played for the Denver Broncos, was a multiple second-team all-pro type of guy. Played for the Atlanta Falcons this past season. He's 31 years of age. By the time November rolls around, he's going to be 32 years of age. Has 62 total tackles, 2 interceptions, 16 games played, and 7 pass breakups. Now, he was a guy, he's a ball hawking safety. And it was kind of hard for him to really do his due diligence and really ball hawk this season because of Jesse Bates. Well, we know he's better than any safety that we got currently speaking. I would look heavily at considering Justin Simmons. Now, he has had some connection with our defensive coordinator who originally coached Justin Simmons with the Denver Broncos. So, like I said, Justin Simmons is going to test the free agency. Has no more years left on his contract. He might be a guy that's looking for 1 year, 2 year type of deal. I understand he wants to win now, but my dog, you're 32 years of age. What high teams really need a safety? The Chiefs? No. The Bengals? Maybe. The Ravens? No. The Eagles? No. When you just think about teams that are competing, The Commanders, no. If you just look at guys that are actually, or teams that are actually competing, I don't see a situation where the Atlanta Falcons re-sign him. 62 tackles wasn't really the guy that they were expecting. Far cry from his all-pro season, obviously. But he's getting older. He could be a guy that's like a Micah Hyde. He might go to Buffalo. That might be a team that needs a safety. But Justin Simmons, he has the capabilities to transform our defense. What is the number one thing I've said about our defense? We need secondary and obviously defensive linemen. So I look forward to the moves that are going to continue to make. Hey, once again, Panthers Pride. We out, baby.